What's up, guys? It's the next day. So we're back at it again. Today the goal is, if possible, to get it all back together. Not all well. I'm really, like I said, not a huge hurry. But what we picked up today, we're gonna try to get the clutch working first, the engagement, and then we want to put the starter in and make sure it cranks over nicely. So here I've got a master cylinder, a slave cylinder, brake fluid, and I've got 3 quarts of gear oil, so I've got a little bit more over there. I'm hoping it's master, so we're going to try bleeding this master first, see how it feels comparatively. So we'll bench bleed it real quick, and then we'll throw it on the car. But before I do that, I'm going to make sure the rods are about the same length, and we'll try that. So let's do that. Alright, so figured we'd finally do an update. Sorry for not many updates, none of this is really exciting stuff. We're just kind of going through it. I had my buddy Jaden over again today. He's probably going to be coming over tomorrow, hopefully to finish it. So with the clutch, we did end up getting it bled, and seems fine. Might give it another bleed after a while to let any more air bubbles consolidate. But clutch pedal actually has some feeling now. It depresses the clutch, the fork probably about an inch or so. It doesn't spring back quite all the way. Well, it will. It just takes a while, but it'll come back most of the way. That may just be adjustment issues, though. Put the starter in. We cranked it over. It started up for a second. I mean, it didn't run very well because of all the stuff unhooked. We just wanted to make sure it sounded all right. Put it into first gear. And then we ran into the nightmare of the CV axle. So it wouldn't have been so bad if we were able to have just pulled out the whole stupid things originally. So with his help, though, we were able to get off one axle nut. So we pulled out this whole CV axle assembly. And the annoying part is to repack the CV, because you've got a little like a ball cage. You've got the inner joint, the outer joint, and the ball bearings, and it's a nightmare to pack on these. If you're ever doing it, there's some helpful YouTube videos on it and how to repack the MR2 axles. As soon as I saw those, I figured it out, because originally we put them in what we thought was right, but turns out we put them in the inner bearings and the inner race and the outer race were clocked wrong, and so you couldn't even bend the inner joint. We didn't even notice it until we installed it, and then we realized we couldn't even get this on because the inner joint was stuck like this. So after fiddling around, it took me like an hour to figure it out and finally get it installed right. Now it flexes right, so that's good. And then it took me like 5 minutes to do the other side for some weird reason, so that's nice. I'm not complaining. And we anti-seize all that, and then we got the rear subframe is in. It's not tightened down yet. I still have to get the last bolt in to weld in up in the trunk, but it's all loosely mounted in there. But here's our new bolt. It's a grade 10.9. We're just going to be welding, basically, it goes like this. We'll just weld the nut in, maybe make a cage for it, I don't know. But there's our new hardware. We picked up some proper clips for the shifter cables. Well, another thing we noticed is on this ball joint, there is no nut. So I didn't take that off, so that's missing. Probably from the last guy that did the work who was missing other bolts and everything was loose. So, of course. We're also going to torque all the nuts around, or the bolts around the CV axles, because those were hand tight when I took them off. I got to pick up another bolt for the other side because one's missing. So I got to go to the hardware store tomorrow, get some stuff, get a castle nut. So basically, yeah, button up all the suspension stuff. That hopefully really shouldn't take too long. Most of the heavy stuff's done. It's just basically going around and tightening everything. Alright, so it's now been like a week since I got the car. It's the next day again. And first things first, I'm going to pull off the lower nut. I think it's the ball joint nut on this side, so I can go match it, hopefully. Get one for the other side that's missing. Then I need to get a new CV axle bolt, which is right there. So first I'm going to get that done so we can come back and get on it. Alright, so we're back on it. So we got it's Jaden. Say hi, Jaden.
What's up?
I keep meaning to introduce him over the last like 3 days, but I haven't. So here's where we're at. So we just got the new nut welded in right here. It's for the subframe, so that's all going to be good. So now I just got to weld back in the surrounding panel and stuff. Once it's cleaned up, I'm going to throw some paint on it to prevent rust. Right now, Jaden is working on tightening up the whole rear suspension. So on that side, he's put like the brakes back on, he's getting the sway bar on and stuff like that. So it's all gonna be set, ready to go. We're gonna go through and make sure everything's tight, like the CV axle nuts. We're gonna do that in a little bit. Basically, we're just reassembling the whole suspension. Then I also ended up buying a bit more than what I meant to. So we're probably gonna do the oil pan gasket today too, because it leaks. Figured we may as well while it's all up in the air. Got stuff for oil change, I got coolant, got new spark plugs, got some NGK iridiums, some wrinkle paint. I'll probably throw some paint on the intake pretty soon too to clean it up, get rid of that ugly tape texture. So that's where we're at, so we're gonna just keep on keeping on. Okay, so we got my buddy Caleb. Jaden's pulling off the oil pan. What's up?
Help me navigate off the sump, would you? Oh,
you're good.
Maybe I got it.
Yeah, okay, go back towards you. A little towards the back of the car.
Oh, back of the car.
Go down.
Yes.
Boom. So there's the oil pan. Jaden's just taking care of that right now, which is great. How's she looking? Looks all right. So Jaden's in the process of doing that. I just got this all welded up. It's all just tacked around because it's too thin to do beads. But it'll be perfect fine. So we're gonna vacuum that out, blow some paint on it, put this back together. And then it's oil pan. I'm probably going to start up here on radiator hoses, boost piping, etc. And we'll throw that back together. So, but everything's this rate, we should all be good. All right, so figured out we'd do a quick update while Braden's Jaden, I can't talk. I got too many friends' names that end in Aiden. Jaden is trying to finish up the exhaust. It's kind of pissing him off by the sounds of it. He's having fun, right, Jaden?
Lots of fun.
Yeah, lots of fun. So that's just throwing back on for now. We'll pull it back off to paint it later. It's all filled with fluids. We still have to fill the transmission. Just waiting for him to be done for the exhaust. The oil pan's back on. It's got new oil filter, oil, all of the above. Double checked all the suspension. I think we're ready to start it basically as soon as we can get some gear oil in it and the exhaust. So we're working on finishing right now. Okay, so we're ready to try the startup here. They're having some troubles filling gear oil. All should be good. It's got coolant, it's got oil, it's got gear oil. Everything looks like it's plugged in, so it's kind of just a matter of, let's see what happens. We got...
Is it idling yet?
Yeah, I'm not on it.
Sweet.
Alright, so as you can probably tell, it doesn't run very well. And it didn't run very well when I got it, but I didn't run it for long because of the clutch. I have a code for a knock sensor. Alright, so it's like 2 days later. Guess I should do an update. So first off, we'll get with the engine where it was, because I think it left off saying I had some tuning issues with the knock sensor and stuff. So here's where we're at. Ordered an ATS knock sensor kit. For those of you who don't know, it's actually a Chevy knock sensor kit that you can adapt and put into this. It's like $100 with shipping, so I ordered one of those. It's still cheaper than buying a knock sensor locally. Not as cheap as buying one online, but from what I've read, they're a lot better. And as far as I can tell, that's really it. I've gone over everything, so hoping that fixes my problem. If that doesn't, I have new wire to try wiring. Run a new wire, 'cause somebody already has ran a new shielded wire. Albeit not the best job, but someone already has. So we'll try that. I got new wire though, if I want to try that somewhere around here. It's shielded wire. So first we'll try the knock sensor, see how that does. So just waiting for that to get here, and then new wheels. So before it had these guys on here I'm trying to sell, which aren't bad looking, they're really not. But I found these. These are JDM Veilside wheels. So some of you who know, Veilside actually makes body kits. A lot of body kits like the RX-7 that's famous in Fast and Furious, in Tokyo Drift. That's the same brand, right? And these are, I believe they might actually be 3-piece. They could be 2-piece, but I think they're 3. I don't know. They're 2-piece split rear, something or other. But you can take them apart. You can rebuild them. There's 17s staggered fitment. This is a 17x8 plus 29. That's a 17x9 plus like 32, I think. The rear tires are completely shot. They're 255s on there, and they look meaty. The front ones actually look pretty decent. They're 215/45s. They are on the car. They actually look like they fit pretty good. I haven't had it set down on the ground yet, obviously. but that's still with 1-inch spacers on there from the last guy. Honestly, I dig it. Right now it looks kind of like dub, like a lifted car. If you look online for Veilside Andrews, which is what they're called, their model number, or their model is Andrews. I don't know why, but it's Veilside Andrew. So the cool thing is, if you look, say, on like eBay, the cheapest you can find them for is like maybe like $1,000, $1,200. I've seen them, there's up there. Some of the rebuilt ones are closer to like $2,500. I picked them up for $300. I felt like that was pretty good. Alright, so we finally got some more parts for the MR2. Hopefully this is all I need to make it run right. So this is an ATS GM knock sensor conversion kit. So we have here the little wiring adapter, a dog that's ever so nosy, and it comes with a few different connectors. It's pretty simple. We've got an adapter right here. We've got the knock sensor. So I believe this knock sensor is from like a 90s Camaro or something like that. People say it works. It's tougher than the original Toyota one, and it's a lot cheaper. So all in all, this kit's like $73. And then you have to pay for shipping, of course, with it. But the kit itself, you know, an OEM Toyota one from like any parts place locally is like $140. So this is what we picked up. You know, we're gonna go throw that in. I'm hoping this fixes my running issue and that it'll be a running driving car after. So we'll see what happens. All right. So overall, everything actually seems pretty nice on this. The adapter, everything. So it's pretty simple install, really. So it comes with a little pigtail that you need, and it comes with a few different types of connectors for you. For me, personally, all I need is a butt connector. That's it. Right now, I'm going to try it with the wire that someone's already ran on it, 'cause somebody's already ran a different wire. If that doesn't work, I have wire ready to try. So, but first, we're going to just go ahead and try that wire. If it still doesn't seem quite right, then we're going to try installing a whole new wire. But first off, so we'll start off with, we're going to just splice that into the old wiring harness, super easy, and installing that. I think this probably still needs to be tightened down, I'm not sure, but we'll look at that in a second. Alright, it's a super easy install. It's pretty straightforward. You take out the old knock sensor, which I already had mine out. You cut the wire, strip it, use the butt connector, connect it to the factory wire. Thread in the adapter first. Excuse me. Got hiccups. Thread in the adapter first, then the knock sensor. Tighten them. You know, have them tightened down. You clip it on. So now it's just oh my gosh. Now it's just a matter of seeing if it works. Here's where we're at. We no longer have a knock sensor code, but now we have two other codes. So our first one is we have an AFM code. I think it was like an air temp code, which is built into the AFM. So I'm going to check that. I have an extra AFM. We're going to mess around with that a little bit. The other one is a vacuum source signal or something like that. So I'm going to look into that and see what that is. Because it still runs, it runs rough. Like, I'll show you. Like it has a big cam. It definitely is not a big cam. So for one thing, I'm just an idiot, and helps if you plug that in. That might change things a little bit. So something that still got to check engine light, but check this out. Oh. So now I'm going to see what that check engine light is, but we're making progress. Almost seems like a launch control. It's kind of weird. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the distributor cap. I'm going to look at the rotor, the cap. The wires I think are good, but I'm going to check all the wires and inspect all the ignition components. I was looking for vacuum leaks or boost leaks, but I didn't really see anything. I unplugged the TPS to see if it did it with the TPS unplugged. It still didn't, so I don't think my TPS is bad. It's kind of just a matter of, you know, figuring out, eliminating variables. So that's what we're working on. Still no luck. Distributor looks fine. But one thing I did just notice is, so I was trying to figure out what this plug goes to, right? This is an EGR plug. That is a, that's where your EGR would go, along with right in here. Right? I'm pretty sure. There's nothing there. Which is kind of making me believe I may have a Gen 2 swap. A JDM one. Because they didn't have those. So that would be neat, I guess. Maybe that's why it doesn't run well. Maybe it doesn't have the right ECU. I don't know. So I'm going to try to figure this out some more. Alright, so good news. I just swapped out for the other AFM I have, and boom, it's fixed. At least it seems like it, so that's sweet. Alright guys, that'll be all for this video. So basically, kind of got the car put together, figured out, we got, let's see, yeah, we got everything reinstalled in the suspension, we got the axles, we got the subframe bolt fixed, messed with the wiring, replaced the knock sensor, did some tune-up stuff, and car's running great, runs awesome. I can tell that, I can say that now because it's been a few weeks since I've done that. So it drives great. So that's what you guys are going to see in the next couple videos here. Is you're going to see I actually go for the first drive, kind of developing, and a few other fun small things. So I appreciate you guys all watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any ideas, comments, questions, concerns, or whatever, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. More than happy to get back to them. And I hope you all have a great day. Peace out.